Hey, it's me.
Prove it.
You're a dick.
Shit. Did I leave the stove on?
Being savage is a quality trait that isn't just limited to fake Gen Z influencers. Just look at Camille Vasquez. She's pulling out all the sass to save sweet baby Johnny from Amber Heard.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Of course, being sassy isn't just limited to humans. Mutants like to flex too. I mean, this is the same franchise that gave us Wolverine and Deadpool, so I really don't need to say much more, do I? Now, I'm no attorney at law, but I can still make a good case for my top 10 X-Men flexes in movies.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
This list had to start with the big baddie and his most iconic line. The Juggernaut is a dude you definitely want to avoid on any day of the week, and for good reason too. All he needs to do is sneeze and you're already on your way to the hospital for a physical injury, not you know. Anyway, Kitty Pryde didn't seem to get the memo, so she needs to be reminded of who she's dealing with, and the ignorant mutant sure gets it both visually and verbally. First, Juggernaut casually breaks the floor he's been trapped into as if he's a husky learning how to swim, and then he gives us all a lesson in flexing 101 with some profound yet compact words of wisdom.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
There's something about his accent that adds to the impact of his delivery too. I'm assuming it's Australian, just like Hugh Jackman, and I'm starting to sense a relation between sass and country of origin here.
What do they call you?
Juggernaut.
I can't imagine why.
You can let me out of here, I need a pee.
Nice helmet.
Keeps my face pretty.
I've never said this, but don't swallow.
If there's anyone who can match up to Logan's savagery, it's the foul-mouthed assassin himself. Deadpool's the kind of guy who doesn't like to trade any of his dirty quips in exchange for a silly PG-13 rating, and rightly so.
Motherfucker!
As for my evidence, I submit to you Exhibit A. The dude is literally in the middle of mass assassination, and he still finds the time to plug in a dirty joke. I mean, I've got my own opinions on swallowing, and I'm not sure if an explosive device should even enter a person's mouth, but it's kind of hard to say no if it belongs to Ryan Reynolds, right? Okay, maybe I overdid that last one, but you know what I mean. I just hope Blake Lively doesn't have to put up with his red latex shenanigans in the bedroom as well.
Shit. Did I leave the stove on?
There we are. Put your hands over your heads.
Homo sapiens and your guns.
People keep talking about Wolverine and Deadpool when it comes to X-Men flexes, but I don't think we give enough love to Sir Ian McKellen's Magneto. The man might be old, but he's sure as hell flamboyant, exactly like how he usually is in real life. Anyway, Charles doesn't care for his drama, and he tries to one-up him by commanding his pet Sabretooth with mind control, but Magneto is all about the Sigma male mindset, so he openly mocks his counterpart and threatens to kill an entire squad of police officers. I don't care what their relationship is at this point. It's totally toxic behavior, and the drama was so high in this scene that I felt like I got transported to some sort of 80s soap opera. Either way, Magneto wanted to make a point, and he sure did. It takes a lot to get a guy like Charles Xavier to admit defeat in a mind game. I guess intellect really is no match for attitude.
Most impressive defeating the Avengers, but...
Oh my god, you kept the most powerful objects in the universe attached to a metal glove? This place sucks!
Oh.
Nice suit.
Henry, this is Logan. He's
Wolverine. I hear you're quite an animal. Look who's talking.
What happens when you put the hunky Australian king of sass against a blue wannabe Hulk? Okay, that might have been a bit mean towards Beast, but you can see the similarities, right? Plus, I'm sure that comparison is nothing in front of what Wolverine did to him in their first encounter. The poor guy didn't even mean to offend Logan, who was just trying to help Professor X unite mutants and humans alike. Either way, Wolverine calls him a furball.
Who's the furball?
And you think that would be enough, but no. Hank just has to act all cool and fancy. He compares Logan to an animal, and the sassy assassin flexes his sarcasm by simply replying, look who's talking. Bruh, that was just a straight-up violation. I wonder if Beast ever tried to get back at his enemy with a diss track. Maybe Drake or Taylor Swift could have helped him out with that one.
My boy, I have been fighting for mutant rights since before you had claws.
Did he just call me boy?
I've seen this before in a magic show. Are you gonna ask us to think of a number between 1 and 10 now?
I think I'd rather ask you about the Jupiter missiles America are currently placing in Turkey.
Professor X is a very composed person in general, but even he has a tipping point. I mean, how would you feel if your superpower was compared to some cheap street magician? Just ask Doctor Strange. He was so offended when Doc Ock made fun of his side hustle in No Way Home. So yeah, Charles doesn't appreciate the Senator's casual attitude, so he starts spilling the beans on his family and then goes a step further with the secret missile codes. Now, that might not have been the smartest move by a dude who's supposed to be super intelligent, but if Reed Richards could expose Black Bolt in front of Wanda, then I'm sure we can allow this minor setback. Anyway, Charles does manage to get the last laugh after Mystique completes her transformation. Some of you may say it was cringy, but it's still a much better option than James McAvoy turning into the Beast.
Where are you going? Going to the gym. It's that way. Where are you going? Just going to make a cup of tea. But the kitchen's that way. Right.
That being savage doesn't always mean you have to open your mouth and say something clever. Sometimes a little innuendo is all you need to flex your witty muscles. Logan definitely understood that assignment when he had to pass through a metal detector. I mean, come on, passing the Wolverine through one of those is like passing Amber Heard through a poop scanner. Sorry, I couldn't help myself with that one. Anyway, Cyclops ain't impressed with the violence, and Logan responds with the perfect retort by giving him the middle claw. I'm still confused with the whole rating system for movies because, look, we all know what that means, don't we? We all know that he wants to give him the bird, but we still have to resort to all these illusions. It's kind of like that weird bubble filter that went viral for a bit in the 2010s. I guess the MPAA must have a lot of Mormons on its board.
Excuse me, I'm Eric Lensher.
Charles Xavier.
Go fuck yourself.
The legend always finds a spot in my top 5, and deservedly so. Only the Wolverine can make a movie appearance for less than 10 seconds and still steal the show. Professor X and Magneto are the kind of guys who'd be welcomed with hugs and kisses whenever they're entering a bar, but Logan makes no exceptions when it comes to handing out his F-bombs. See, now this is what I call equality, not all the shitty virtue signaling we see on Twitter every day. It's not enough to be me, you gotta be consistently savage with every race, gender and age. It's only then that you can be crowned as the true king of sass. Listen, you should have known this list was gonna have a lot of Logan entries, okay? If you've got any problems with that, well, you can, you know.
Go fuck yourself.
God damn, that's beautiful. You're welcome, Canada.
Have you ever done something so embarrassing that it makes you want to figuratively kill yourself? Well, Ryan Reynolds has with that abominable Green Lantern movie, and he found the best way possible to get his closure. He actually kills himself. Yeah, sure, it's just a movie and it isn't real, but come on. Deadpool is the master of breaking the fourth wall, and you could say that this was one of his famous 16 wall breaks.
Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
And yeah, I'm also going to include the part where he kills fake Deadpool from 2009 because that was the real moment of redemption. Regardless of the obvious flaws by standard time travel logic, it was still super satisfying to see Wade Wilson extract revenge on behalf of tons of DC fans out there, including yours truly. I gotta say, this scene was so meta that it kind of got me thinking if this was one of the reasons for casting Ryan Reynolds in a meta universe.
Sure, I don't fit into the Deadpool suit anymore, but life is about growth. Hormones.
What?
Who are you?
Yep, as much as I love Wolverine, I just can't deny Deadpool and his tight pants the honor of being sassier than Logan. And how can I resist him? He totally killed it in the Deadpool sequel. My defining moment has got to be the fight between him and Cable in the mutant prison. This was a whole other level of meta commentary, especially considering the obvious rivalry between DC and Marvel. Like, it's one thing to refer to Cable as Thanos and a completely other thing to say, I'm Batman.
What did I do to piss off a grumpy old fucker with a Winter Soldier arm?
Of course, that wasn't the only DC reference we got, but it's the one that stands out the most.
You're so dark!
You sure you're not from the DC universe?
The entire cinema burst out laughing when this moment came on, and I'm sure even Josh Brolin needed a couple of retakes to get the acting right. I gotta say though, what would it be like to have Deadpool and Batman on the same team?
With this collar on, my superpower is just unbridled cancer. Me a bow and arrow, I'm basically Hawkeye.
Could save time and I'd sit like a treasure with you.
Haha, you were expecting something else, weren't you? Well, you've been finessed. Today's top honor goes to Quicksilver, the X-Men version, not the mess they created with WandaVision, okay? The kitchen scene in Days of Future Past was the perfect antidote to all the dark stuff they started the movie with, and I can't think of anything more iconic from the movie than this sequence. You've literally got the holy trio of X-Men standing there, preparing to take on some bullets and officers, but Quicksilver's just like, nah, this will only take a second. He pulls off a total sabotage in the most relatable way, and I can't even think of any actor who could have pulled it off better than Evan Peters. Also, I totally love the little gag where he made that guy bitch slap himself. That would have made even Will Smith laugh. The look of surprise on everyone's faces after he wraps it up pretty much reminded me of that Pikachu meme as well.
What are you doing?
I'm holding your neck so you don't get whiplash.
What?
Whiplash. You're good. It'll pass. It happens with everyone.
And there you go. Those are my top 10 X-Men flexes in the movies. Like, share, and subscribe if you're new around here, and check out the description below for links to my Patreon, Discord, and social media. Alright then, I'll see you next time on the TV Regent.